So I'm gonna give you, yeah, I'm gonna give you the small one. Brad, you've got a small one. Everybody has just one, I just need one original size. Okay. This one original. Everybody's got one? Okay, cool. So we're gonna start seating. I know. Isn't that crazy? And go ahead and actually, before you even put the ball under your foot, just stand in mountain pose. So just stand side by side. Close your eyes. And see if you can get a sense of your skull, your rib cage, and your pelvis, all stacking. And go ahead and open the eyes. Okay, so pick a foot, doesn't matter which one, and we're gonna place the ball right, I'm gonna keep my heel on the ground, but the ball is gonna be right in the center of the foot, okay? And then you're just gonna go side to side here, right to left. So your feet are lined up side to side, and you're just gonna rock back and forth. So the idea is we're compressing the foot that has the ball, and then you're decompressing. So it's compress and decompress. Okay, so it's like this, we're like pumping. Think of it as pumping the fluid. Okay, side to side here, compress and decompress. We've done feet rollouts before, but this one's a little different. Okay, then the next one, to take your free foot back, we're going to go to the knuckle of the big toe. Okay, so it's right here. So not the big toe, but the big toe knuckle. All right, and then you're just going to go forward and back. Okay, so the knuckle of the big toe, and then try the second toe, the third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. I'm going to start over with the big toe. Now, if you were to look down at the knuckles, when you press on them, they should be popping up. Okay, so you should actually be able to see them as they pop up. Okay. Now, if they're not popping up, it could mean some dehydration in the connective tissue. Okay. In fact, you might notice that they might start to become more visual, like each pass through. You're like, oh, there it is. Okay, one more pass. We're just doing the forefoot here. Rocking forward and back. Oh boy, yeah, the knuckles are definitely becoming more prominent. Do you see that difference? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to come down below the forefoot. So it's more like the middle of the foot. So we're going to start with the big toe, right here, and then we'll go here and then to the outer foot. And you're still rocking forward and back. So you're about in the middle of the foot here. So it's just compress, decompress, compress, decompress. And then you start over with the big toe side. So it's like we're only swiping one way, right? Just like with your phone. Only swipes one way. And then one more pass here. Okay. Now I'm going to keep my heel on the ground, but I'm going to try to snuggle that ball right in front of the heel. Okay. And, a few times forward and back, send that compression. You're just shifting your weight. Okay. And then we're going to give a little scrub from side to side. So my foot is not as tender as this morning because, we did a morning class. But boy, this morning when I was doing this particular one, I was like, oh. But I have to say, wow, this is a lot better because we did it this morning. Okay, then you're just going to tighten up that wiggle. So your heel's still on the ground. You're right in front of the heel. as close to that heel as you can possibly get and just tighten up the wiggle. Oh, okay, well, spoke too soon. That, do you guys feel some tenderness? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, now we're gonna do some rinsing. So starting with the big toe, you're gonna swipe in one direction towards the heel. And then you'll just go, like, think of the second toe towards the heel, only swiping in one direction here. Will help to move the fluids. And let's just do that a couple passes. Feels like you're just vertically here. Toe to heel. Okay. Then the last one is friction. So it's just really quick little movements here. And this one, of course, requires some balance. So if you need to, snuggle up to a wall, feel free to do that too. Try to capture the whole foot. Okay. All right. And then go ahead and stand in mountain pose. Close your eyes. Now, can you bring your attention to the side that we did not roll? Okay. And you might feel the joints. You might feel your ankle, knee, hip as separate joints. Okay, now bring your attention to the side that we rolled. Maybe it feels more continuous, like one big fluid exchange. So it's like, it's seamless.
How does that happen?
How does that happen? Is that kind of remarkable? Yeah. It's just fluid exchange. Okay. So let's do the other side now. And we're going to start with right at the center of the foot. Okay. And then now we're going side to side, right to left. So I think some of you have heard me talk about Sue Hitzman before of the melt method. So she has this course, and it's a week-long course. It's $1,000. You guys have heard me, some of you have heard me say this story before because Dan said, no, you cannot go to that. It's $1,000, it's a week long in New York City. And, but it's all on the hands and feet. So I just think that's really powerful that, how much potential we have with the hands and the feet. And when you read her, she has books and, all kinds of social media stuff. She says when you roll the feet, it supports the lower body, and when you roll the hands, it supports the upper body. And it's just, again, getting that fluid exchange. All right, so now we're going to go to the knuckles. So you'll step your free foot back, and then we're going to go to the knuckle of the big toe, the second toe. And one more little, I guess, I don't know, trivia. Fascia trivia that my original teacher, T.S. Little, would say, people do not age, they just dehydrate. Okay, so a couple more here. So definitely want to keep everything hydrated. And you can drink all the water you want. It's not going to affect the fascia. The only way to hydrate the fascia is by movement and massage. Okay, and then we're going to go to now the middle of the foot. So it'll be below the forefoot. Find that middle of the foot and you're still rocking forward and back. And you're going to go more to the middle, more to the outside edge. And then we're just swiping in one direction. So start with the big toe, in the middle, and the lateral. One more swipe. Okay. Now I'm gonna keep the heel on the ground and I'm just gonna snuggle that ball. This is why the small ball is really helpful. And we'll just take a couple compressions. Okay, and then side to side movement. Okay, now we're just gonna tighten up the wiggle. You might notice a difference from right to left too. Like I know I have just better like sense of my right foot than my left foot. Harder to get the left one to move. Okay, now the last one is, oh, no, we got two more, is the rinsing. So you start with the big toe, come to the heel. But we're just going from the toes to the heel and then reset. More and more swipe. Okay, so now it's the friction. So just that little tiny. Okay. And then let's go ahead and stand in mountain pose. Feel, sense, and notice. Nice. Okay, and blink the eyes open. Okay, keep the ball and we'll sit on a block or sit on something. It could be a bolster. The other block is just going to go out in front of you. I'm going to sit in Virasana, holding the legs in half, but you can do some cross-legged position too. All right. And then we'll start with just an assessment of the grip strength. Okay, so we'll try it on both sides. Right. Nice. And go ahead and interlace the fingers. And we're just gonna roll from side to side here. I'm not using the thumb, just going, like the heel of the hand here, side to side. And you can catch your palm in there as well. And then we'll tighten up. So now I'll just make it a little more oscillating. Physical therapist, I think I should feel really good. Do you use a lot of your hands?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, well, now that you're retired. Okay. All right. Then from here, let's place one hand on the block. And I'm gonna go with the wrist. So I've got the back of the hand here, and I'm just making these little baby oscillations here for the back of the wrist. I don't know, for me, it's really surprising how good that feels. Okay, and we'll do some rinsing passes. So just going in one direction, I'm using the other hand, and I'm just going up and down. Well, not down the fingers, I'm just going up the fingers, reset. Now, in the online library we were talking about before class, there is a guest teacher from Chicago, and She's like a self myofascial release expert. I was in training with her, and she has a 30-minute class on the hands. So I think it's hands, wrist, forearms. It's called Help Me Help My Hands. Um,
And how do we find these?
we might have to go to coffee or something, and I have to just take your laptop and
Just do it, do it.
Just do it, do it.
just do it. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do the other hand. So you're gonna start with the wrist, just these little baby movements here, little oscillations. Okay, and then we'll do some rinsing. So I'm just going from the wrist to the tip of the finger, and also thinking about between the bones. Okay, between the fingers, between the bones. Okay. Right. Very nice. And then just sit in meditation. Let's just see how this feels now. So resting your hands on your thighs, palms can be up or down. Notice your hands, wrist, elbows, shoulders. Neck. Moving open the eyes. And now interlace your fingers out in front of you. And we're going to gently pull apart. Keep that pulling apart, and then slowly take your arms up over your head. And only as high as it feels good in your shoulders. And then when you get to the place where you feel like, oh, this is about my range, then you're just going to make little circles. And you're still pulling apart with the fingers. And maybe switch the circle. Go ahead and go down. Just take a belly rib breath. And then let's do that again, but now take the weird way. So there's probably one interlacing that feels kind of different. Pull gently apart. This time we're going to flip the palms, okay? And then slowly take them up. Now, you can gently pull your fingers apart, but more than anything, I want you to feel the width in your palm. Okay, see how you can really accentuate that just with your mind's eye? So feel the width in the palms. Bring your head back in space, any amount. Inhaling. And exhale, lower. Rest your hands, just take a belly rib breath.